And hello YouTube, back once again. In the last video I talked about Definitive Irredeemable, an absolute sized hardcover slipcased edition of an amazing comic series. Unfortunately only volume 1, which is this original volume 1 of Irredeemable, exists, collecting the first 3 trade paperbacks of a 10 trade paperback run. Well, let's not tease you. You all came here to see this. Yeah, that's right, I custom made Definitive Irredeemable Volume 2. Let's compare these side by side. This is Volume 1, this is Volume 2, slightly darker red, that was actually kind of deliberate. Here's the tops, here's the fronts, and you'll notice the one I made has no barcode, because you can't buy it anywhere. You can't buy it on Amazon, you can't buy it on eBay, you can't get it anywhere. It's mine. It's a one-of-a-kind, utterly unique, custom created comic. Well, let's dive into it. We'll get this out of the way. This is the front, an image that I chose and sorted out and really like. This is the spine, and this is the back. Just have a quick look at the slipcase. I would strongly recommend when you get your slipcases made, line them with something funky like I've done here. You're welcome. Alright, let's look at the comic. Unlike Volume 1, and if you forget what Volume 1 looked like, you can just go back to the last video on my channel. It doesn't have the clean-cut logo aesthetic. I've gone for something grimy that I messed around with here to sort of make this image to sort of signify the moral decline of the lead character. So I wanted to kind of show that and encapsulate that here. Similarly, I've gone for a similar thing on the back. I've inverted it so it's upside down, but it's still the logo of the plutonium. Let's look at some end pages. Oh. Don't act like you're not impressed. And on the back, again. Beautiful. Love it. Really happy with how this turned out. So I designed all this myself. Here we have an image I've used here. Again, this is taken from the trade paperbacks. So I'll probably give you some context in case you've... Oh, before I get into it. Nice double page splash there. And then I've got this as a standard interstitial page. In Volume 1 of Definitive Irredeemable, there was this particular recurring motif image which they used for their left-hand pages in order to even out the sequencing. So I created this. Again, rougher, grimier, to indicate the moral decline of the character. Anyway, so the first question I'm going to get in the comments is, how did you make this? Where did you get this from? I didn't buy it from anywhere. I didn't get it off Amazon. I didn't get it off eBay. I made it myself. How did you make it? I made it exactly the way that I detail in all my YouTube videos, which is that I had the trade paperback, which I would have probably shown off in the first video in this series, so the last video. And then what I did is I took it apart, page by page, with a scalpel, scanned it bit by bit. Oh, hang on. There we are, lying flat there. I scanned it, and then after scanning it, I then went through a whole process of manipulating the images and cropping them and setting them up and sorting them out and essentially making a print file. So having destroyed my trade paperbacks, I was then able to print them out in whatever size I wanted, which obviously in this case is absolute size. So this is an image I have here indicating the end of one issue and then chapter 18. Just to clarify, in case anyone's skeptical for some bizarre reason, obviously because it's chapter 18, this has to be the second volume of Absolute Irredeemable, because the first one only goes up to chapter 13. Yeah, so it's as simple as that, guys. I hope you like what you're seeing. I hope this inspires some people to do this for themselves. But yeah, basically that's all you do. You just get your comic, you just scan it, you work out what you want to do with it. So this is a good one. This highlights Irredeemable. Here it says Volume 6, because this is trade paperback Volume 6. Now, if you go back to my last video, in between every, what they call book 1, 2 and 3, or trade paperbacks, they have a double size interstitial page here, which is exactly what I decided to copy. And again, what I've done is I've sort of roughed it up and done a few various visual effects to make it look grimier and dirtier and deliberately a bit broken, because of the nature of the character, like I say. Chapter 20. And again, I also hold with this idea of having the right-hand page rather than moving straight into a new issue. I would rather have a right-hand page with a logo and a left-hand page with a logo, and then move into the next issue. Just trying to, you know, take my cue from the original Absolute Edition, Definitive Edition. How long does it take? That's going to be the next question people are going to ask. This took forever. This took freaking ages to do. So I spent most of lockdown unemployed and just going through loads of personal problems. And so I basically sat in the house and spent like 8 months putting this together, even just in terms of the digital file. It took forever. It took absolutely forever. I wouldn't recommend you do it at all. Not unless you want to lose your relationships, your friends, your job, your family. Like, this is an all-encompassing amount of time this takes, and I would not recommend to any normal, stable person to do this, because this is an act of obsession. But yeah, so it took ages, just so you know. Right, so we get to the end. So I have a cover gallery. Now, if you have a look at the cover gallery in my last video, it was really cool and well put together. The one I've done isn't cool and well put together. I've kind of just thrown together all the covers because what they did in the previous Irredeemable volume was just really hard and complicated. So I didn't do it. But yeah, just all the covers, every single cover. So these are all from the back of the trade paperback. So the trade paperbacks collect the covers exactly like this. So when I cut out those pages and scanned them, I was like, I'll just scan them. Sort of. Last page there. End page. Oh, and of course, how on earth could I forget? I put in a ribbon. Nice red ribbon matching the original. Probably worth highlighting at this stage, when I say I don't mean me personally, I mean my binder. I created this, I designed it, I did all the work, the photo editing, the preparation of the files and everything, designing all of it, but the actual physical making of it was done by a bookbinder. And we'll talk about that more in the next video. For now, ladies and gentlemen, Absolute Irredeemable, Volume 2. So this contains trade paperbacks 4, 5, 6, and 7, I believe. Of course, that still leaves us 3 paperbacks left to go. Or does it? Tune in next time and find out. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. As always, if you want to support the channel, head over to Amazon.com and pick up this book. You can get it on your Kindle, so you can get a virtual version, which is free if you're on Kindle Unlimited, or is less than $1 if you just want to buy it and download it and read it. Supporting this book is what keeps the channel going. This is Volume 1 of No Gods or Kings. It's called Arrivals, and it's Volume 1 of 9. The first 4 are already published. If you're interested in knowing more about it or reading a free excerpt, please go on my website, which is www.nogodsorkings.com. Until next time, guys, stay classy.